this video, we're going to be talking about how we went from $0 to nearly 6 figures in sales on a brand new YouTube channel in 90 days. I'm going to be sharing the 10 reasons why this happened. Hi, my name is Amanda Abeo. Welcome to Make Money Your Honey. On this channel, we talk marketing, sales systems, and mindset so you can simplify your business and amplify your life. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single video that we have coming out on this channel. And since we're going to be talking a lot about content in this video today and the elements that make content pop, what I'm doing is I'm giving away a free content calendar for you, which you can download below. All right, let's get into it. Which YouTube channel am I even talking about? I'm talking about Entrepreneur Expat, which is a YouTube channel that, we kind of sort of started in 2023 to test it out, but we just weren't able to start taking it seriously until June of 2024. And let me tell you, it is exploding. It is the fastest growing entrepreneurial project I have ever done. In 90 days, we're at over 1,000 subscribers. We have new leads joining our email list every single day. We're about to go over 200 at the time of recording this. We have comments coming in every single day, sales calls getting booked every single week, and we've generated just shy of about $100,000 in contract sales. How did we do this in 90 days with something that, was dead? We weren't even using it. Well, let's start breaking it down. And by the way, the reason why I'm sharing this stuff with you guys is so that you can implement it into your own business. But if you need help actually implementing it, then make sure to join our Effortless Revenue Mastermind, and you can find more information on that below, because all the subject matters that I'm going to be touching in this video, we actually go really in depth in actually helping you implement it into your own business in the Effortless Revenue Mastermind. So link to that is below. Okay, so here's what happened. Earlier this summer, we finally had some time to revisit our side quest of Entrepreneur Expat. In case you missed it, moved to Mexico last year, always been interested in living in other countries. People started asking us a ton of questions about living in Mexico or just moving overseas or how we run an online business. So we started a YouTube channel as a side quest because we couldn't be in the DMs or WhatsApp all day long answering people's questions. We have a business to run. So it started as a side quest in 2023, and we did a couple of tests, and the tests performed really well. But between having to get a visa, traveling back and forth between the United States while we're getting this sorted out, remodeling a house, family stuff, getting engaged, all that stuff, we just did not have time until the summer of 2024 when we could revisit this side quest. Now, what made us revisit the side quest? Honestly, it was the fact that the news cycle in the United States was absolutely bonkers, and also the news cycle in Mexico also had a lot going on, and really just all over the world, which was making this topic of being an expat or living in other countries or generating online income very popular. The other thing that we realized was if you go to a lot of the travel vlogs and things like that, most of them don't teach you how to make money sustainably. So we looked at that and we're like, oh, all right, we may have an audience here. So we started testing it out. But before we could test it out, we had to make sure that the infrastructure of the business was solid enough, streamlined enough, and automated enough where we could really go hard on Entrepreneur Expat, because we knew that we were kind of sitting on a major opportunity that was going to be taking up most of our time. So number one is our business model. So we had to make sure that our business model would allow us to spend 80% of our time on promotion and sales. Why do we want to spend 80% of our time on promotion and sales? Because that's the only thing that grows a business. And what happens is that a lot of people are in business models where they cannot spend most of their time on promotion, which is what brings in attention and brings in leads and brings in money. So the first thing we had to do is we had to kind of restructure our offers a little bit, and we ended up coming up with our Effortless Revenue Mastermind, which is a program where you get access to every video training we've ever done. You get weekly training calls, and then we also have a co-working hour and a sales role play hour every single week. So essentially what happens is our time is being leveraged. Most of the stuff that we teach, you can follow a process which we have already pre-recorded, put on video, you follow the instructions, and then we mostly have the calls for accountability more than anything to make sure that people are actually doing what they need to be doing. But that doesn't really take up a whole lot of our time to do because of how we structured the offer. Now, the reason why we do this is because most people are trading time for money, or they're doing stuff for people. Justin had an agency at one point. He used to build all these systems for people rather than teaching them how to do it themselves or pre-building the systems and giving it to them. So that was the first thing that we had to do, because we knew that we were going to be spending a lot of time making videos, because that's what grows a business. The second thing, right, is that we actually pre-built all the lead nurturing and sales activity automations. And again, this was so that we could spend 80% of our time growing and scaling the business. So we could spend 80% of our time on promotion and marketing and sales, the thing that grows a business. We didn't want to get bogged down by tasks that, quite frankly, software can do 24/7, whether we are working or not. We wanted to spend most of our time focusing on increasing traffic and increasing conversions. And speaking of which, our sales process is very simple for Entrepreneur Expat. We don't have a bunch of complicated funnels and all that stuff. It's literally find us on YouTube, sign up for a lead magnet, all the automations kick in, get you on a call, close you. That's it. It's not that complicated. And what happens is a lot of people are out here either spending too much time on manual sales activity, individually sending out emails, individually sending out text messages, individually doing those 100 DMs a day. And instead, they're not thinking about using technology to leverage so that technology is handling most of those monotonous tasks. And then you can just focus on the front part of the math equation, which is just increasing traffic. Because if you increase traffic and you have enough leads, then the math checks out, right? This is just a math formula at the end of the day. Okay, so that's like the pre-work. And this is a big part of what we help you implement in Effortless Revenue Mastermind. We help you create offers that are more scalable, where you don't have to trade time for money. And when we're ready, right, when we're ready for the scaling phase of Effortless Revenue Mastermind, we actually just give you the automations because we've already tested them. We know they work. We don't want you wasting your time on a bunch of technology. We just get you set up with the right software, pop them in, bloop, you're good to go. We even have templates for landing pages and websites and all that stuff that we could just bloop, send on over to you, so you don't have to waste your time on it, so you don't have to go through all the trial and error that we did, because we already did it for you. Okay, so now let's start getting into Entrepreneur Expat specifically and why it's working so well. So up until this point, we were just restructuring the business so we could spend 80% of our time making videos, and boy, did it start paying off. So let's get into specifically why Entrepreneur Expat as a brand is working. So number one, man, we hit a very niche market with Entrepreneur Expat. We're talking to entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs who want to permanently or semi-permanently move overseas or travel full time, and they need to figure out how to make money online aside from a job in order to be able to do that. So that's number three, is we hit a very specific market. Number four is that we found a market that has built-in urgency. Okay, let's talk about built-in urgency, because a lot of you try and fake urgency all the time, and what you can do is find a market that already has it so you don't have to fake it. And the great thing about Entrepreneur Expat is that the urgency is already built in. This is partially because of the news cycle going on in the world right now, where people really just want to move around desperately for lots of reasons. This is also because, some politics all over the world is making people want to move around. This is also because the idea of traveling full-time or living in other countries is a very trending topic right now. There's a lot going on here that is pushing people toward the urgency to want to leave whatever home country they are in and start a new lifestyle. So the urgency is built in, which means we could have a conversation with someone and be like, all right, so how soon do you want to move to Mexico? Oh, in the next year. Okay, so you need to be able to generate this much income and prove to the Mexican government that this is how much money that you're making remotely so you can even qualify for residency. In order to hit that target, we got to get started now. So the urgency is already there. We don't have to manufacture it with fake timers or anything like that. People are already moving because they're already feeling a push to go to other countries. Okay, so the next thing is this particular market still hasn't experienced content about digital marketing or online business or how to even create online businesses. And even if they have, it's been very limited. What we have noticed from sales calls and conversations and polling the audience is that maybe they've dabbled into it because they know that they need to make money online, but they haven't been blasted with Facebook and Instagram ads about it because a lot of the times these people have jobs and a life, so they're not living on Facebook all the live long day trying to figure this stuff out, so their exposure to it has been minimal. Now, a lot of us in the coaching space, we think that because we're in the Facebook coaching bubble, that the market is saturated, but we found that this particular niche and this particular market has barely been touched. So we bring a very unique perspective to that niche. It's like we combined two niches, which was the traveling full-time and living overseas expat niche mixed in with the business niche, and not many people have really been able to do that. And the truth is, and this is for anybody listening who's feeling like coaching or training or all that stuff is saturated, we live in a world with 8 billion people. So rather than competing for the same million people on Facebook, go sidestep and go find another market or another niche. And if you need help doing that, definitely make sure to check out Effortless Revenue Mastermind, because one of the things we help people do is determine who their target market is. Okay, number 6 is we've had a very intense focus on search engine optimization. So basically, we make sure that all these videos are optimized for search. We spent quite a lot of time doing keyword research for this particular niche and this particular audience. And from video 1, we were already making sure that all the videos were search engine optimized because we wanted to take advantage of the YouTube search engine. And also, if you just like Google certain things with the Google search bar, sometimes our videos pop up there as well. We also wanted to take advantage of the fact that it's far more leveraged and far more scalable than, for example, posting 15 times on Facebook. Like, I just don't have the time for that anymore. I'd rather just do a video that gets thousands of views, generates leads, and gets me sales. Seems like a much better use of my time. And it can continue doing that over time rather than losing its lifespan in like 48 hours. So we had a heavy focus on search engine optimization, and that's essentially the difference between making videos that don't do shit for you versus videos that attract leads and make money. It grows over time. It really snowballs. So that was number 6. Number 7, and I think this is the one that really started like putting rocket fuel on the channel, is that we did not shy away from controversy. Now, entrepreneurs are controversial. Being an expat is controversial. Talking about money is controversial. Talking about geopolitics and why people are desperate to move around is controversial. So we didn't really have to try that hard to be controversial. In fact, we could say a very factual video. For example, these are Mexico's new requirements for residency. Interject 0 opinion into it, and it could get 500,000 views and thousands of comments sending us to hell because our very existence apparently is controversial. So in the beginning, we were a little bit scared because we knew that the nature of the topic and just how the world is moving right now, that we were going to get heat. I mean, we could try and be as measured and as middle of the way and as independent as possible and share as many views as possible, and we knew we were still going to get heat just because of the nature of the topic. And at first we were a little bit scared, which I think is why it took us 6 months to really get this together. But a few months ago, we had a TikTok that went semi-viral, the one that I just mentioned. We had thousands of people in the comments sending us to hell. I mean, death threats, racist comments, like you name it, it was there. And it was in that moment that we realized, oh, people literally get mad for no reason. You could share 0 opinion, just factual evidence, and people will find a reason to get mad because people don't know how to control their emotions and think rationally. So once that happened, then we weren't scared to get controversial. In fact, we got more controversial. And now we do a lot of reaction videos. For example, we just did a reaction video performing pretty well about how Mexico froze diplomatic ties with the United States and why. We did another reaction video on, for example, proposed tax plans in the United States and why people are saying they will leave the country over those proposed tax plans. We've done reaction videos on former CIA agents saying that they're going to leave the United States and why. So we got more controversial, started covering more controversial topics. We have a video that gets views and comments every day where the thumbnail says shit's getting real in America. And it was in that 2-week period of, assassination attempt, Biden stepping down, Kamala being appointed, all that stuff, because we got so many emails and DMs and comments that week from people who were like, oh crap, I really got to think about moving to another country. There's that built-in urgency I was talking about. So we did that video. That video gets views and comments and leads every single day. And the thing is that we literally do not care. If people disagree with us, we do not care. If they debate with us, we do not care. If they debate with each other, you don't have to agree with us. We literally do not care. In fact, we encourage debate in the comments because it gets us more views, more subscribers, more leads, and more sales. So we learn to embrace the controversy that comes with that particular brand. And the less we shy away, the more the channel grows, the more leads we get, and the more sales we make. So for those of you who are afraid of trolls or being criticized or canceled, don't. Because the numbers check out. Just don't be afraid of it. Okay, number 8 is high volume. So you'll remember in the beginning part of this video, I talked about how we restructured the business so we would be able to spend 80% of the time on the shit that matters, which is marketing and sales, the stuff that actually grows businesses. The reason why I'm laughing is because people will literally do everything else but those two things. They will overcomplicate their businesses to avoid the things that grow business, and it gives me a chuckle. Anyway, so high volume. Because we now have the time, we started posting a long-form educational video 3 to 5 times per week. The topics range from how to find a rental in Mexico to how to make money selling digital products so you can live anywhere in the world. Now, the more we post, the faster it grows. And the reason why we were able to do this is because the business is very streamlined. The majority of our sales follow-up is automated, and we sell scalable offers where we don't have to trade as much time for money. It's far more leverage. And then we're able to spend that 80% of the time promoting. And the other reason why we wanted to do that is because the news cycle was crazy between the US and Mexico and Canada and the whole freaking world. So we were just literally newsjacking a lot because of the news cycle, and we had to take advantage of that opportunity. And then in addition to that, we needed to pump out enough content out there where we can get enough data where now I can go in there 90 days later and be like, okay, people are finding us for this, this, and this. Now we can make less videos that are more highly optimized based on how people are already finding us, but we have to do that very high volume first. And quite frankly, we're probably not going to stop doing the high volume, and I don't even think we're going to have an opportunity to with the way the news cycle has been going. Okay, number 9, and this is something I'm a big fan of. We collaborated with a huge YouTuber in the living in Mexico niche. Since most people in the travel, living overseas, expat YouTube world don't really talk about entrepreneurship or making money online or how to have a sustainable business, or if they do talk about making money online, they basically just teach people how to get another job for themselves or a remote job, but not really a sustainable business. We knew that we had a unique angle. So we pitched this YouTuber and he said, I'm absolutely going to have you on because nobody talks about business and everyone needs to figure out how they're making money if they're going to be living in different countries and traveling the world. So we automatically stood out and we keep continuing to stand out. In fact, some of the feedback that we've gotten from subscribers, clients, referral partners is that you guys have very brilliantly mixed full-time travel and living overseas, how to run sustainable businesses, making money from anywhere in the world, and geoeconomics and geopolitics into one channel. You're not a one-trick pony. It's very nuanced, and we hit the subject matter from different angles. And with this particular referral partner, he had 24,000 subscribers. He's one of the biggest living in Mexico YouTubers. He was very impressed by the quality content that we were putting out there because we were doing an emphasis on you need to figure out how to make money. You can't just land in another fucking country and not know how you're going to sustain yourself, which is a big thing that we talk about on that channel. So now, because we have that particular collaboration, with one of the biggest names in that space, well, now we can use that as leverage to go do other collaborations, other referral partnerships, and other media interviews. This is actually something I've been teaching for many, many years. And actually, if you would like kind of a snippet of what I teach, you can download our referral partner guide below. It'll give you the 8-step process that we use to find, pitch, and collaborate with referral partners so you can be inundated with leads, because the more leads you have, the less likely you are to be poor. Okay, and number 10 is we eat our own dog food. So we don't talk about anything on that channel that we're not actually doing. We talk about living in Mexico because we're living in Mexico. We talk about online business because we've been doing it for 15 years, each of us. We talk about having to go through like really basic stuff sometimes, like having to get a visa, having to get a bank account in another country. How do you manage money as an expat? How do you keep making money as an expat? And everything that we're making videos on is stuff that we're even doing, and to a point even that we documented. So for example, I knew that getting a bank account in Mexico was going to be a pain in the ass, right? Because there's a lot of red tape and bureaucracy for little things in Mexico, and then ironically for big things there's less red tape. But I knew it was going to be a pain in the ass. I knew it was going to take hours. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to document this for the Entrepreneur Expat channel and at least use it for marketing and make money off of it. So people see us in real time, living this life and doing the things. And then over here on Make Money Your Honey, I break down the marketing and sales strategy that we're doing over there. So we've been asked who taught us how to do this. The answer is no one and everyone. So the truth is that this is a collective 30 plus years of experience between me and Justin. We put our heads together. I had 15 years of experience in marketing and sales and doing it the old school way. Basically, I'm putting offers together and also helping people with their offers and marketing and sales. And he had 15 years of experience in SEO. I did also have some experience in SEO when I was doing content for the banks. He had more experience in SEO, in the automations, in the systems, and the technology that basically makes everything run on autopilot. So we took our 15 plus years of experience each, put our heads together, and the goal was how do we create the most streamlined, profitable, fastest growing business we can based on the lifestyle that we want to live, and Entrepreneur Expat is what happened. And now we teach it to our clients, and all those automations that I talked about earlier, we just give them to you at this point, so you don't have to mess around with it, and we can get you to spending 80% of your time on marketing and sales a lot faster, because that's what really grows businesses. And the reason why I wanted to share this video with you is because we wanted to take all the principles that we've been teaching our clients, especially the ones we've been teaching over the last couple of years, and apply it to something completely brand new with no following. Justin and I did not drive traffic to these places at all, and just start something completely from scratch and see if these principles would work on something that was making $0. And in 90 days, it made nearly 6 figures. So we know the stuff works, and now we teach it to you. So if you're interested in joining us in Effortless Revenue Mastermind, you can check out more information below. If you just want to chat with me, you can find the link below for that as well. And all the resources and things that I mentioned in this video, you can find it in the description. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, do all the things, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. You can also go catch me on Entrepreneur Expat, so I'll leave that linked below. Bye, guys.